Hey, welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. This is a Monday with a mission. I've got something to ask you. This is very important. Have you changed your passwords? If not, drop off here, go change them, then come back. We'll be waiting for you. Join the conversation after you change your passwords. Here's why. Let me share something with you here. I hope you've heard about this. 8.4 billion passwords were released to hackers online. 8 days. This is at least 8 days ago. So you can see the date on this article that I'm sharing with you here on the screen. So 8.4 billion passwords in a text file, which means it's searchable. So the hackers can dig through it and find whatever they want, what they're looking for. So they've most likely got your password. When's the last time that you changed your passwords? Got to get it done because the hackers have already got it. If you haven't changed it recently, at least within the last week, the last 30 days. Don't know when this text file was actually posted. It was very recent, though, because this is a report that was just released within the last week or so. They've likely got your passwords. So as an entrepreneur, as a leader, what is your company policy for updating passwords? Do you have people change them once a year? Every 90 days? Once a month? How often is it? And how do you verify that? How do you train people on this? This is a critical operations question. Cybersecurity is huge right now. Very much so, because we've been seeing, stuff like this where hackers can go right into your accounts. They can see which passwords are tied to the most, economically attractive accounts. I'm digging up another article here right now as we're talking, and they've already got what they need to get into it. There have been other, organizations that are well prepared. You may have heard of this. The JBS, one of the largest meat processing companies in the world, disrupted the global meat supply chain. Now, if you're a vegan and you're doing a happy dance, think twice about that, because you could be next on the list. It's not okay, and it is quite naive to say, well, it's happening to the other guys that I don't like, so tough for them. Grow up. Think about it. What happens when it does happen to you or an organization that you care about? This is a larger issue than that. Don't be so petty. This is something that disrupted the meat supply, the meat supply chain, and they ended up paying the equivalent of $11 million in ransomware, on a ransomware cyber attack, in order to get their company back up and running again, to get their electronic systems released and up and running again. What happens if you completely lose all access, not just to the internet, but to all of your accounts, or your email, your banking, your marketing, your employee database, all of that, your supplier database, your customer database? Think about that. What would happen if somebody else took control of that? What happens to your business, right? What are you doing about that? What's your policy and procedure for preparing? Who do you have in charge of that? How do you keep on top of it with them? What are your KPIs, your key performance indicators for managing security, especially cybersecurity? You need to be addressing these issues. This is a crucial operations issue. And, as an entrepreneur, as the leader of your company, no, you should not. I'm not saying that you should be elbows deep in the technology. You don't have to be a technical expert in this. You need to make sure it's getting handled. And that whoever's responsible for, who you delegate responsibility for operations to, is making sure that this is handled. So, make sure, this is just an alert. Make sure that you're changing your passwords, and that you are working on your policies to respond to the increasing cybersecurity threats that we're seeing. There's more and more ransomware reports. Media being what it is, that doesn't necessarily mean it's happening more often. It's certainly getting more attention, which creates the feeling that it's happening more often. It creates more fear and uncertainty in the marketplace and amongst people in general. So how are you addressing that? Now, are you using cell phones to access company apps? Like Walmart has recently released an announcement that they're going to buy high-end Samsung cell phones for all 740,000 employees globally, in order to enable them to, in a consistent manner, in a controlled process manner, access the apps that the company has prepared for them to use in order to do their jobs and run the business. How do you deal with security on that? Now, likely your security concerns, your operational concerns are not as complicated as that. That's a lot of moving parts. Global operation, billions in revenue, hundreds of billions in revenue, hundreds of thousands of employees. This is very complicated. Largest company I ever worked with was 65,000 employees, and that was something else. Let me tell you. Again, another story for another time. This is about how are you responding to what's going on now? How are you making sure that your suppliers and your customers and your team members are comfortable or feeling safe with what's happening with electronic systems? Because you are responsible legally and ethically for a lot of data related to all three of those groups: team members, customers, and suppliers. So make sure you've got that secured. Who you're reaching out to, share. I want to hear your comments on that. How do you deal with that? What do you think? Do you think this is not really a big concern? It's only going to happen to, the whole low hanging fruit, those that look like they're ripe for attack, because we've seen the energy supply chain disrupted and the food supply chain, a portion of the food supply chain disrupted within the last 4 months because of cyber attacks. When is it going to be your supply chain? Right? The word from Washington, D.C., the feds, they're saying this is not going away and it's only going to get worse. That's coming direct from the White House. So be part of the conversation. We'll have some more. We're talking to some people. We're going to have some more information coming out. We're going to have some conversations with cybersecurity experts. Would love for you to continue to be part of that conversation. Join us. This is live stream. This is 21st Century TV. It's live and interactive. We get to interact with each other thanks to the chat utilities and video. So let's take advantage of that. And this is just a brief alert today. Change your passwords, please. And here's something else. Here's a bonus tip. You may want to go out if you are a proud carnivore like I am and enjoy beef products like I do. You may want to consider going out and buying some stock to put in your freezer if you want to have hamburgers, steaks, any kind of beef throughout the summer. Just think about that. Second largest meat processor in the world was disrupted, and it takes a while. Whatever impact that's going to have on the retail side where you're buying food side of things is going to take a while, but may see some food spikes. And I was reading an article this morning and this is just seen one, so this is just food for thought. I'm not making a prediction. This is just food for thought. I only saw this from one source. I haven't confirmed any of it, but that person was relaying that they're hearing. So this is all completely whisper campaign. It's a rumor. Okay, so leave it at that. Consider that this is just a rumor. And watch. I'd like to hear if you hear anything like this. So here it is: 40 to 60% spike in beef prices is coming. Don't know if that's true. What do you think? Are you hearing anything? If you are, share it. We're in this together. So thanks for joining us for Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Change your passwords. Stock your freezer with beef a little bit, or at least do some homework and see if you're hearing any rumors like that, and then take action accordingly. Otherwise, thank you. Hit the like button. Share your thoughts and comments. This is an interactive conversation. Want to hear what you've got to say so that we can interact on that, so we can have a true conversation about it. A debate if you want. So there it is. This is Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you on the trail.